Welcome to Night Combos. So, a lot of you may know that there's been a lot of speculation about baby Aurora ever since Ken posted a picture on his Instagram page the other day that we showed in our previous video, and some of you even commented about that picture on our previous video. So we're going to look into it, look at a few clips, look at the picture, dig into everything, and see what's really going on here in just a second. But first, I wanted to let y'all know, keep your eye out on our community page here on YouTube for a special post that we're excited about. It's something that's coming up that we're excited about, but we're just waiting on the word before we say anything, and then we'll make a post about it to let y'all know more. But make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on so that you don't miss it. And also, I'm going to say, of course, thank you so much to all of our subscribers, from hubby and I both. He's not here right now, but we both truly love and appreciate every single one of you being a part of our family and channel. We honestly do. And if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos, all of the things, and we would greatly appreciate it so much. Also, please don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinions and comments about what we're about to look at and look into in this video in the comment section down below. And we'll be conversating with y'all like always. And we would truly appreciate it so very much. So before we look at the picture even closer, take a look at this short little clip. Listen to this again, or for the first time if y'all didn't see it the other day from where we posted it in our video the other day. Just take a listen to this clip of Gypsy's, BFF Bree admitting that she knows Gypsy is always asking for people's grace, which a lot of you, I'm sure, know. We've all heard Gypsy say so many times, well, if people would just give me the grace, then I could become a better person. Or if people would just give me the grace, I could show them that I've changed. Or if people would just give me grace, blah, 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 blah. It's always, if people would just give me the grace, I could do this, that, and the third. Right? Okay, well, take a listen to this clip real quick.
Public only gave me some grace, then I could become the woman I could become. Like, why would you need why is that the public?
Yeah, you know why? You know why? Because Gypsy, like most human beings, she got to do it. She's doing it way later in life. She's finally realizing, and I'm actually proud of her for this, that no, she doesn't need y'all's validation. So yeah, a lot of times she does feel that way. Like most human beings going through, they feel like if you had the whole world constantly down your throat, you would feel like, God, if only these people would let me. But she's finally entering a point in her life where she's starting to finally realize that she doesn't need y'all to validate her.
But again,
okay, so no, Bree, most of the public or most people don't want the type of validation that Gypsy does, or as much validation as Gypsy does. I'm sure we've all wanted validation at some point in our lives. I mean, everybody has had a point like that in their lives, yes. But when you're down to saying, oh, well, if people would give me the grace and then I could become a better person, that's you putting the responsibility of yourself being a good person on everyone else, on the public. And like Justin was saying here from True Crime Perspective on TikTok, it's not the public's responsibility to give Gypsy grace or anything else for that matter. Gypsy should just be a better person on her own. Okay, so this is the picture that Ken posted the other day on his Instagram page. And he wrote down here at the bottom in white, new dad life. And then put in parentheses, I'm also holding Aurora. Okay, we're going to come back to this and talk about it in just a second. But this is the type of trickery that Gypsy loves to do. And now Ken has even gotten into it as well. And then they want to whine and cry when no one wants to believe them, or when no one is on their side, or when people are speaking out against them or speaking out about them lying so much. They want to whine about it and get on lives about it and say, oh, well, I'll fight. I'll get in the boxing ring with Ryan, blah, 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 blah. You know, doing all this juvenile crap when they are the ones that are constantly wanting to play around and play tricks and think it's funny, and then want to get mad about it when people say something about it. Okay, so hubby and I downloaded this and posted it on our channel just for the people who are curious and wanted to see it, so that y'all could see the video without having to subscribe to Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Kenan Urker, and give them the view. But here's a little clip from that video. And keep in mind, this was just 2 weeks ago. They haven't been on YouTube in the last 2 weeks. They haven't posted anything new since this video of, our family vacation to Austin, Texas. Y'all know that Gypsy's taken down her TikTok. But we'll get into that more in just a second. She says that she's only on Twitter, but we also know that that's a lie as well. But like I said, we'll get into that again in just a second. But take a look at this clip. This is baby Aurora that Gypsy's holding. She was complaining that they was already having to stop in Louisiana after leaving to go to Austin, Texas, to feed baby Aurora a bottle. Baby Aurora was 6 months old here still. She's now 7 months old. Okay? So don't forget that. So I still stand by what I was saying in the previous video, that Aurora does not look the size of a 7-month-old. She doesn't act like a 7-month-old. Where they're all squirmy, wanting to get down, wanting to crawl around, play, try to pull on things and stand up. They're constantly wanting to do things. Normally a 7-month-old, unless they're tired or sleepy or just want to be loved on or cuddled, they don't want to be in your arms. They won't just lay here in your arms and take a bottle with, again, just a few ounces of formula in it, which, in my opinion, I believe that she should be starting some solids at this point. Eating baby cereals and things like that. But that's my opinion. I'm sure some of you may have a different opinion. But take a look at this clip where they stop to give her a bottle.
In Rain, Louisiana, so I could feed her little butt nuggie. And then Ken took Parker for a walk to use the bathroom. So we still have like another about a 6-hour drive still ahead of us. Okay.
Here's Ken literally going 20 miles over the speed limit. And I don't care. I know some people say, oh, well, Texans drive faster. Okay, well, anybody could say that. Like a lot of us, I'm sure, drive 5 miles over the speed limit, sometimes even 10 miles over the speed limit, not realizing it or something. But 20 miles over the speed limit with your 6, almost 7-month-old baby in the back seat with all kinds of stuff packed up around her and behind her that could fall on her if, God forbid, they were in an accident. This would be a very bad situation. So that's the danger in that. I know I'd seen a couple of comments where people say, well, all Texans drive, 10 miles over the speed limit. Okay, well, this isn't 10. This is 20 miles over the speed limit. And Gypsy, being the ding-dong that she is, even zoomed in on his GPS here to show us just how fast he was going with baby Aurora in the car. I can tell you right now, hubby would not do that. Hubby would be doing the exact speed limit, trying to be so careful, probably even driving slower. I mean, he's driven with a baby in a car before. Like, I know. He would be being so careful and looking all around him at all times, checking his mirrors, all the things a parent does, because you don't want anyone to hit you. You don't want to hit anyone else. You don't want to get in any type of accident for something to happen, God forbid. But 20 miles over the speed limit, Ken? And then we all heard your long sniffle on that live you did the other day. Let's not pretend like we didn't hear it. When you were inviting Ryan to box you in the boxing ring. So here's baby Aurora. They finally got to wherever they were going. And here's baby Aurora in her playpen laying here. You can see kind of how big she is here. Imagine her sitting up, because it's 7 months old. Usually babies are sitting up, on their own. They can hold themselves up on their own. And they're wanting to even pull up on things and try to start standing up. They're getting those milestones in, so to speak, I guess, to where they're getting ready to start walking, at some point. And some babies, they do develop a little later than others, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if my child was developing way later than normal, like way later than normal, I would be going to the pediatrician and asking, hey, what's up with this? Why is she still not sitting up? She should have been already sitting up by now, and she still hasn't started sitting on her own yet. But she just doesn't seem to have the muscles in her upper body, to even lift herself up when she's laying on her stomach, which Ken and Gypsy have admitted to us. They literally put her in the bouncy and then take her from the bouncy and put her in the swing, and then from the swing to laying her on her back on the play mat, and then it's just a rotation all day long of what they do with her. They don't actually play with her, take her outside, walk her around, holding her little hands, walking her around. They don't do any of that from what we've seen, from what they've showed us. And right here you can get what y'all are about to see. You can get another idea of how big baby Aurora is compared to Ken holding her. And y'all let us know if y'all think differently, but what's y'all's opinions on this? Because I know that a 7-month-old seeing all this, they would want down. They would be wanting to go and touch all of these things, being in this museum and playing, and they would want to be down, not being held the whole time.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
I mean, she doesn't even cry or whine or even giggle or anything, like a normal baby would be doing. But y'all look it's a quick second, but y'all look right here where Ken, puts her back in his arms and says, "You having fun?" Y'all look at this real quick. Look at baby Aurora's head. It's kind of like it's just not like her neck muscles aren't very strong. And I'm not trying to be mean in any way. I'm just talking about this. Y'all let us know y'all's opinions. But watch when he goes to put her in his arms and watch her little head. It just kind of bobbles back a little bit. Did y'all see that? I mean, she can kind of hold her head up, yes, but you can see how when he went to, set her back up against his shoulder, her head just kind of bobbled over. Did y'all see it? Okay, so looking back at this picture that Ken posted just a couple of days ago, what are y'all's thoughts on it? So when I zoom in on it, you can see that he's playing some kind of fantasy game. But for him to write, new dad life, I'm also holding baby Aurora, it's like they did that to trick people. Apparently, Ken is actually sitting over here on this side, holding baby Aurora, apparently, from what he wrote anyway. And this is apparently one of his friends. His friend's arms and hands look just like Ken's. So, I don't know, I guess he hangs out with other skinny arm and skinny legged men. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just saying. Because this baby does not look like baby Aurora. And the blonde hair and hardly no hair, but it being blonde as well. But this baby's cheeks here look chunky like baby Aurora's cheeks do. But again, it still looks too small to be 7 months old, and this picture was just posted a couple of days ago by Ken on his Instagram. So, what are y'all's thoughts on it? Do y'all think it's just them, wanting to play games and it's just trickery to try to get people talking? Because if so, it worked. But Ken and Gypsy, don't get mad and don't ever say again that people don't believe you, and don't get mad and whine and cry that people don't believe you and don't give you grace and don't give you validation and tell you that you're constantly contradicting yourself, because y'all do and you are. Don't get mad when people report on these things and say these things about you, which are true, because look at the games you think are funny. That's like her older friend, that older woman, Sheena, that likes to use Toddy One Skip's picture for some reason. I don't know why, because Toddy doesn't look bad in any of the pictures, but Sheena never wants to use her own face for whatever reason. But she says she has stage 4 liver disease, and she has to ride around on a scooter going to bars with Gypsy and her other older friends. But she's one of the ones that loves to laugh and say, "Ha ha ha, we got you good," or "We got y'all good. We got all the haters mad." We're not being haters. We're simply reporting on things that y'all do, and then y'all get mad when y'all are found out. Or y'all get mad when people don't believe Gypsy when she really wants them to. When she's saying something that she feels is important and she wants people to take it seriously. She wants to whine and cry and get mad that people don't. Well, this right here is why. Also, what do y'all think is up with this? This is Ken Urker's Instagram page, and he has deleted almost everything off of it, except for these 6 posts right here. he's got one right here with Rod in it, and Gypsy's cousin, the one that done her tattoos, when she first got out of prison, and done Ryan's rose tattoo. And then this guy right here. And then done Gypsy and Ken's matching husky tattoos. He's got that picture, but he doesn't have a picture of his baby mama or his baby. It's really odd how Gypsy deleted all of her, well, not deleted, but took down all of her social media platforms. She claims on Twitter, except for Twitter, but we all know that that's not true. And then Ken also has these 4 reels posted right here, where him and Gypsy were getting the matching husky tattoos when baby Aurora was born. This interview that Gypsy did saying that she's pregnant, but Ken hasn't moved to Louisiana yet, but he's going to be moving there soon. That was back from last year, right after she announced she was pregnant. And then this video clip right here that is done by, I forget her name, y'all, Julie. Julie, who never knows what she's talking about, and says that all Gypsy does is get online and talks about her son and her daughter. She doesn't even know Gypsy enough to even be talking about Gypsy. So it's absolutely ridiculous. But she made a video about the mobile billboard. And Ken posted that on his Instagram and left that up. And then we know that Gypsy has this post right here. Not this post, but she has this Instagram up right here. So, Gypsy, you didn't take everything down except for Twitter, because you're also here on Instagram. So here's Ken's X account, or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. And he wrote, and this was on April 18th, update, Gypsy now has a verified X account at Gypsy Rose B. Any other accounts posting in her name are/have been impersonating her. Which we've showed in previous videos that it really was Gypsy posting certain things to people. So this is Gypsy's account. She's only got these 2 posts up. She recently said on July 20th, I deactivated my public account at this time, with the exception of Twitter. And then she has this second post. Finally, after months of trying to report this account, it has finally been suspended. That account had been a popular impersonation account for over a year. I had to send an impersonation report and take a picture of my ID submitted to report that account and get it off. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Okay, before I end this video out, I just want y'all to look at this clip that Conspiracy posted over on TikTok. It is a little bit funny, I have to say. In my opinion, it is. Y'all seen our previous video titled Gypsy, you can't scripture your way out of this, sis. So on that previous video, we talked about this a little bit, and we talked about her Instagram and the Bible verse that she wants to keep throwing at people. And we showed y'all how that verse is not meant to be thrown at people. You're not supposed to use it to force people to do things, Gypsy. But here's another example of her trying to use it to force someone to be kind to her. But not only that, there's more to it that she's doing that brought that on. But y'all take a look.
is selling some of her things on Facebook Marketplace and has already been pranked. Gypsy recently deleted her TikTok account, or at least she privated it, but before that, she had added her Cash App to her bio. Also created a Facebook Marketplace account where she was selling some of her baby items as well as some of her clothing, specifically items that she wore in her show, Life After Lockup. Then someone messaged Gypsy inquiring about her $300 bassinet. Gypsy tells this person that they would have to meet in a public place, the Target parking lot. This person then sets up a time to meet Gypsy. Gypsy then sends the person a picture of her car that she will be in and then says, "We're here, see you soon." Gypsy sends 3 more messages. "Are you still interested? We are here. Are you still interested?" The person then replies and says, "OMG, did you really think anyone would want anything from a schmurderous grifter?" Then the person sends Gypsy a picture of Gypsy holding a sign that says, "Too ugly to strip, too lazy to work." Gypsy replies, "God bless, many prayers to you." They reply, "Prayers? You know God? If you knew God, you wouldn't have had your mother unalived and blame Nick when it was you before he arrived. Please send your minions after me." Gypsy then sends them a scripture, Ephesians 4:32, which says, "Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Be gentle with one another, sensitive, forgive one another as quickly and thoroughly as God in Christ forgave you." The person then replies, "ChatGPT, the definition of murder? You. Unless you go to church, pray, fast, etc., you will not know God and he doesn't know you. Don't spew Bible quotes when you're not doing anything for God." But here's Gypadoo about to rebrand as a Christian, LMAO. Gypsy then replies, "I go to church. Maybe you should find one. It's very healing." They reply, "What church? You want to talk about Christ, but you will never admit you unalived your mother for DICK." Gypsy Rose Bland.
Yeah, so it really seems like they're strapped for cash. There's rumors going around that Lifetime may have been filming for some type of special episode or something with Ken and Gypsy and her being off of parole. But now they may be suing her because, of course, they had an NDA with her. Just like when you film with any company or, film a movie or whatever, the people have to sign NDAs saying they won't go telling what the movie is going to be about or whatever, for example. And apparently Gypsy broke that NDA by sharing information with TMZ because y'all know she loves to run to TMZ with information and have other people run to TMZ with information on her behalf as well. And if Ken really is skiing down those slopes, if y'all know what I'm saying, with the powder, the Coca-Cola, the COKE, y'all get what I mean. Like it seemed to be he was doing in that live the other day that some of y'all mentioned in the comment section. Their money's probably getting gone pretty quickly. But she's over here thinking she's some type of celebrity, Kardashian, whatever, and selling her outfits that she wore on season 1 and season 2 of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup for way more than what they're worth, simply because Gypsy Rose Blanchard wore it. Anyway, what are y'all's thoughts and opinions about all of this? Let us know in the comment section down below. We'll be conversating with y'all like always. Again, if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. And we would truly be so grateful. And also, don't forget to keep your eye on our community post, because we'll be posting something there either today or tomorrow, probably. And we'll see y'all in the next one. And we hope y'all have a good night and God bless. Bye.